Alright, good morning guys, or good afternoon, depending on when you see this. So today we're looking at how we're going to find the volume and surface area of pyramids, right? But before we get into that, I want to just first highlight that there are three kinds of pyramids. There's a triangular pyramid, a rectangular pyramid, and a square pyramid, right? And the names, well, the first word of the name comes from what the base is. So for example, a rectangular pyramid will have a rectangle as the base. So this is a rectangle because we're doing rectangular pyramids, right? And obviously a square pyramid would have a square as the base, and a triangular pyramid would have a triangle as the base. So just wanted to get that out of the picture first. So how do we find the volume and surface area of this? Let me just erase that. So volume, let me just call this length, and this will be breadth, right? Let me use another color. The perpendicular height. The perpendicular height is the height that comes right from the apex straight down to the center, and it gives you a right angle there. That's what we call the perpendicular height. Let me use another color. So I'll call it perpendicular height. I'll put it as a big H there. And obviously there's this height as well. The height that goes right to the end of the pyramid, or to the breadth. And this one is just perpendicular with the base. It's not perpendicular with the center, it's just perpendicular with the breadth there. And this we call the slant height. Let's call that the slant height. And then this one I'll call S instead, right? So I have two heights. I have a perpendicular height and I have the slant height. And we're gonna obviously use those when we calculate the volume and the surface area. So how do we calculate volume? So volume is equal to a third of the base of the area base, right? A third of the base multiplied by the height. So that is what the volume of a pyramid is. It's the area of the base multiplied by the perpendicular height. This is the perpendicular height. So how does that look? Just write it here. V is equal to a third. The base here is just a rectangle. So what is the area of that base there? The area of that base is just length times breadth, right? And obviously my height there, the perpendicular height, is the big H. So if I rewrite that, it just looks like a third length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. You get it? It's as simple as that. Obviously the units, you write them as units cubed, right? Surface area, on the other hand, remember what surface area is. Surface area is literally us breaking up this object and calculating the area of each face, or opening it up and calculating the area of each face. So if you want to see it better, let's open it up. So we have a rectangle there, right? We have a triangle that goes up that side, a triangle down there, a triangle there, and a triangle there. And before we go forward, I want you guys to note that the triangle A, I'll call that A, is the same as triangle B, right? Triangle C down here is the same as triangle D because of that breadth here. Remember, this is the breadth and this is the length, right? And so what is this length here? What is this? What is that distance there? This distance here. Remember, if I'm looking at L, there's a distance here. And it's called the slant height. It's the same as this one here, right? And so I call that S, right? Here as well, I have S as well, right? But here, note that the base of that triangle, if I take out this triangle, the base of that triangle is the breadth, and the height of the triangle is the slant height, right? For this triangle, on the other hand, the base of that triangle is the length, that length there, and the height of the triangle is S, right? And so remember what surface area is. I need to calculate area of that one, multiply it by 2 because they're the same, calculate the area of that one, multiply it by 2 because they're the same, and calculate the area of the rectangle there. So how do we write that? So we'll write surface area is equal to area of this one multiplied by 2. It's a triangle, so it's half base. Let me just write the formula first. Half base times height, right? And obviously we need 2 of them, plus 2, this one half base times height as well, plus the area of this rectangle, which is just length and breadth, right? Let's substitute what this base and height mean. So I have a 2 there, of which the 2 and the half there multiply and just give us the base and the height. But let's look at that. The base is the length and the height is the S, right? Plus the 2 and the half there cancel. The base here is the breadth and the height there is the S. Plus, now the area of this guy is just length multiplied by breadth. So that is my surface area, right? Obviously, when you're doing examples, you need to configure that in a way that you can apply it to your scenario, right? So let's take an example. Let me just erase all of this. Let me take an example. Give me a second. All right, let's take this one. So let's call it example 1. There we go. So here we have 14 centimeters. Here at 16 centimeters, right? And the height of the pyramid is given by 20 centimeters. That's what we have. So you're asked to find the volume and number two, the surface area. So how do we find volume? Volume, remember what volume is? It's equal to a third area of the base, which is length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. Right? So what is my length there? The length is the longest side. It's 16. What is my breadth there? It's 14. And what is my height there? The height here is 20. And so when you multiply this whole thing, what do you get? You have half, you have a third. Need a calculator.